Hello, so good to meet you at motivational meetings reading quotes from world scriptures. These quotes empower billions of people and will help you too. Just read them and practice. It will inspire you with a positive vibe for the day. We're reading the book from the beginning. Please find all the chapters on our Message to Billions channel. And now let's read further about the great leaders of history. Today, quotes about Moses. The difficulties Moses faced in the giving the law and guiding the Hebrew through the wilderness. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain, and wait there, and I will give you the tablets of stone with the law and the commandments, which I have written to them the instruction." So Moses arose with his servant Joshua, and Moses went up into the mountain of God. Now the appearance of the glory of Lord was like a devouring fire, and on the top of the mountain, in the sight of the people of Israel. And Moses entered the cloud and went up on the mountain. And Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Moses said to Israel, "No, you not with what travail I gained the Torah, what toil, what labor I endured for its sake. 40 days and 40 nights I was with God. I entered among the angels, the living creatures, the seraphim, of whom one could bless the whole universe in flame. My soul, my blood I gave for the Torah. As I learned it in travail, so do you learn it in travail, and as you learn it in travail, so do you teach it in travail." The whole congregation of the people of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness and said to them, "Would that we have died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots and ate bread to the full. For you have brought us out in the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger." At the end of the 40 days and 40 nights, the Lord gave me, Moses, the two tablets of stones, the tablets of covenant. Then the Lord said to me, "Arise, go down quickly from here, for you people whom you have brought from Egypt have acted corruptly. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made themselves a molten image. Let me alone, that I may destroy them and blot out their name from under heaven, and I will make of you a nation mightier and greater than they." So I turned and came down from the mountain, and the mountain was burning with fire, and the two tablets of the covenant were in my two hands. And I looked, and behold, you had sinned against the Lord your God. You had made yourself a molten calf. You had turned aside quickly from the way which the Lord had commanded you. So I took hold of the two tablets and cast them out of my two hands and broke them before your eyes. And then I lay prostrate before the Lord as before 40 days and 40 nights. I neither ate bread or drank water because of all the sin which you have committed. Because of the Lord had said that he would destroy you. And I pray to the Lord, O Lord, the Lord, destroy not you people and your heritage, whom you have redeemed through your greatness, whom you have brought out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do not regard the stubbornness of these people, of this weakness of their sin, lest the land from which you brought us say, because the Lord was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them, and because he hated them. He has brought them out to slay them in the wilderness, for they are you people and you heritage, whom you brought out by your great power and by your outstretched arm. Moses said, I am 120 years old this day. I am no longer able to go out and came in. The Lord has said to me, you shall not go over this Jordan. The Lord your God himself will go over before you. He will destroy these nations before you, so that you shall dispossess them, and Joshua will go over at your head, as the Lord has spoken, and the Lord will do to them as he did to Sihon and Og, the king of the Amorites, and to their land when he destroyed them. And the Lord will give them over to you, and you shall do to them according to all the commandments which I have commanded to you. Be strong of good courage. Do not fear of or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord of your God who goes with you. He will not fail you for or forsake you. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the sight of all the Israel, be strong and of good courage, for you shall go with these people into the land which the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall put them in possession of it. It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Go, do not fear or be dismayed. Further, let's read quotes from the second coming Messiah, Father Sun Moon. In the conduct of his life, Moses made himself a living sacrifice to save the lives of the whole people. But his people did not know it. Only God understood. God was his only friend and his father. Moses knew God and related to him as his father. Therefore, Moses felt a sense of responsibility to erase the sorrow and sadness in the father's heart. For that reason, he was willing to fast for 40 days. For 40 days, Moses appealed with all his heart. Consequently, he could receive the word of God that could resurrect the Israelites. The giving the Ten Commandments was a happy event. However, the Israelites did not know that someone had suffering and sacrifice in the background for the sake of introducing this joy. Had they known that 600,000 Israelites might have not fallen in the wilderness, if they had only imitated their faith of Moses to uphold the Ten Commandments and became a sacrifice for the sake of alleviating the sorrowful heart of God, then in the month that followed, they would not have fallen in the wilderness. When Moses gave the law to the Israelites, he introduced the God authority, power, and judgment instead of the God of love. The reason he did so was to protect and raise them and with the law as heaven's people. It was to lead them to the land of Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey, and thereby accomplish God's will of restoration. Moses did not act centering on himself. From important strategic decision of trivial details, he did not think without seeking God's direction first. In this way, Moses could enter the palace of the Pharaoh, perform miracles, and bring on 10 plagues and lead the Israelites out of Egypt and into the wilderness. In that danger-filled wilderness, the Israelites should have united with Moses. The wilderness and its privations should not have deterred them. They should have been of one accord with Moses, who had freed them from slavery and was leading them to the land of Canaan. There should have been no disputing with him. Nevertheless, they did not unite with Moses, but deviated from God's path and perished. Why did the Israelites perish in the wilderness? They did not know Moses' hidden devotions, who, as their leaders, continually appealed to God on their behalf. What is more, they did not recognize the hardship and ordeals Moses suffered on their behalf from the day he rescued them from Egypt through the years of shepherding them through the wilderness. Consequently, they felt estranged from Moses and eventually they perished in the wilderness. Wherever he faced the Israelites, the mistrust, the lack of the faith in him. Moses first repented in front of God for his own lack of ability. For example, after the Israelites failed to worship the golden calf, Moses again went up to Mount Sinai and offering a 40-day fast and prayer. He cried out, Father, why is these people not able to enter the land that thou had promised, even when it lays before their eyes? Who goes to blame fall upon? Their responsibility lies with me. I could not fulfill my responsibility to lead them well. Therefore, please accept me as the sacrifice and keep the people from going down the path to destruction. If the Israelites had known that Moses was fasting with such an anguished heart, nor for his own sake, but for their, they would not be have made the golden calf and worshipped it. When they were in the wilderness, they had no way to survive unless they followed Moses. But once they reached the Jordan River, Moses told them to cross ahead of him. It was beautiful to see them excitedly crossing the river and dashing into Canaan. However, Moses remained behind. Did Moses complain? How could you do this to me, crossing the river and leaving me behind? No, Moses only felt it is all right for me to die here. You, my children, should go and occupy the land of God, blessed forevermore. He lifted up his hands and the prayer, God, look at these Israelites, more courageous than I. Please protect them and give them a hopeful future. God was astonished to hear Moses pray and exclaimed, Moses, you are the greater leader. Please take a rest now. I will see that your prayer is fulfilled. What a wonderful breath Moses had. So powerful quotes for today. Please watch this video one more time if you have difficulties today. Share this video as we end this Belong Happy Life subscribers marathon. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become member of this Heavenly Parents Holy community globally. And see you tomorrow with more powerful quotes for the day. All the best. Bye bye, yours, Coach Nikolai Serval.